Here with reaction, Fox News contributor, former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich. It's kind of hard for the vice president to have a lower approval rating than the president. Beer and birth control and free college. What a nice deal. Please vote for us. Is that going to work?
No. I mean, look, you just lumped
No.
together two or three different things here. I mean, Kamala's hopeless because she's Kamala. I mean, anybody who watches her knows that the idea of her being president makes Biden look good, which is really hard nowadays. So you have to start with the idea that she's imprinted on the country permanently that she is a really shallow, uneducated, and uneducatable person, and that other than her weird laugh, there's no really significant part to her. Now, I do think her efforts in the last month or two on abortion, running around the country on women's rights, she's actually stabilized and sounded semi-serious. But I think basically she's a huge drag on the ticket. And when you ask people, do you think Biden could survive 4 more years? The people who say no now have to face, so you're voting for Kamala Harris to be president? And I think that makes it really increases the challenge for Biden. I think this stuff with beer and contraception, this is childish. This assumes that young people are so simple-minded that they have a single point of reference. They don't think about not getting a job. They don't think about not being able to buy a house. They don't think about the price of groceries this week. You know, they're supposed to just go, oh my gosh, I get a free beer. Gee, I really like Joe Biden. That's stupid. I mean, most Americans are just much more complicated than the people in the White House. And that's a reality.
Okay.
And the fact is
maybe I'm old-fashioned. Is vote buying legal now? If you're buying beer and birth control and free college and pickleball and phone banks? I don't know. But that sounds like you're trying to bribe people to me. But I come from New York. I guess I'm very cynical. I don't live there anymore, by the way, for the record.
Well, look, when George Washington first ran for office, the tradition in Virginia was everybody got together for Election Day and candidates bought free liquor. Washington, who'd been a military hero, thought that he was above that and refused to buy any free liquor and came in last. At the next election, Washington bought more free liquor than any other candidate. Now, I don't know if that's bribery or just the way they campaigned, but I can tell you that this is a very deep American tradition. The problem for the Democrats is it doesn't count. You know, I keep telling people, Biden inflation is so bad that you cannot buy enough ads to offset going to the grocery store. And people go to the grocery store. Every time Clifton and I go to the grocery store, we're stunned. You're either getting smaller packages or higher prices, or in some cases, you're getting smaller packages and higher prices. So no matter how many ads Biden buys, you know, he's faced with the reality that most American families are going to go to there and they're going to realize, we were talking to someone the other day who said that they have friends who can no longer afford to buy Jif peanut butter. They now buy the generic because literally for their family, they can't afford something like Jif peanut butter. Well, that's a failed presidency, and I think people see it. Plus, you have a president who freezes for a full minute at a public event, and you begin to think, you know, to be the commander-in-chief is really a big job, and you really have to be aware, and you have to be capable.
Historically, and you're the historian, peace and prosperity drive elections, okay? Let's assume that that's true.
Right.
Ask yourself, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? You're paying about 12 grand more a year than you were paying 4 years ago for the exact same items. I don't think people are better off. We'll get into some of the economic numbers, but 2/3 of Americans are struggling mightily to pay their bills, and nearly 25% of Americans have literally had to forego meals because they can't afford them. That's Biden's America.
Right.
Then, of course, our top geopolitical foes, including people with terror ties, have been crossing our country About 11 million unvetted Joe Biden illegal immigrants. How's that working out? How's defund, dismantle, no bail laws working out in small towns and big cities across the country? How's peace and prosperity around the world doing with war in Europe and war in the Middle East? Not too well, or Joe Biden surrendering in the war on terror. How's it working out with this new lawfare and the weaponization of justice? To what extent does all of this cumulatively, in the minds of Americans, say they've had enough? Do you think they've had enough in 145 days? Will they change this?
Look, I think, first of all, this is more than any election in my lifetime, a survival election. People have to say to themselves, can I survive 4 more years of Joe Biden in the White House, at the grocery store? Can I survive 4 more years of my culture, my values, my country being undermined? Can I survive an amazingly weak and incompetent commander-in-chief in a dangerous world? And on the basis of survival, Donald J. Trump's going to be president.
Okay, well, we can only hope. I'd like to think that America gets this right. Mr. Speaker, thank you.